Okay.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started. So let me introduce you guys as if you know your fans who are in here don't already know. So we have with us today on NJPAC Backstage, everybody. We have Capone, who is half of the group, you know, Capone and Noriega, everybody, you know, architect of the War Report. And we also have hip hop education rapper locked in right here with us on NJPAC Backstage. First and foremost, welcome you guys.
Thank
Welcome being
Peace.
here today. We're going to discuss a lot of things that you all have been working on. But, you know, like I ask everybody every week when we do NJPAC Backstage, how are you doing at this time? I just want to start with that. You know, we are in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of civil unrest. We are in unprecedented times. And, you know, it's playing a part on all of us. So I just want to ask both of you, how are you doing at this time?
Yes, I know.
You know, doing good as far as taking care of my family, you know what I'm saying? My wife, my daughters, but it's still a nervous situation. Everybody's been touched by COVID. The world is going crazy right now with closing down and reopening, and there's things that you want to do. I've stayed away from my grandparents for a long time because of this pandemic. So on the one hand, you know, it really affects us. But, you know, we're doing as good as we can. We're staying safe. You know, we wear masks. We do things that we need to do as a family, but it still touches you. Like, this is a weird situation that we're living in. And I think they're so anxious to get back out that you're ignoring that it's this pandemic that's affecting millions and killing, you know, tens of thousands. So, you know, we're being safe and we're cool, but it's still a very, very weird time that we're living in.
Mm-hmm. Capone?
Yeah, for me, it's like, I'm just trying to stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Take the proper precautions, you know what I'm saying? Make sure my family's safe. And, I've lost a lot of people during this pandemic. And, I just try to, not be the first one to jump off the ship as soon as they say something open. As soon as they say a bar's open, I'm not going to be the first one to bar. As soon as they say the club is open, some people really don't care. They're not really taking it seriously because they haven't lost too many people close to them, but I have. So it's like for me, I'm just trying to take precautions and make sure my friends around me take their precautions and my family take their precautions and try to get through it. And aside from that, a lot of artists such as myself, haven't been doing shows. So I've just been trying to stay busy the best way I can and, make records in the crib and cool my brother a lot and, just enjoy this time because, a lot of people been moving before this happened and it's a standstill time. This is get to know yourself time. Get to understand your position in lifetime. This is to get to understand your future because nobody had time to sit and think about their next step in life. And I think this was a perfect time for me as myself to understand what I'm trying to do next. So I'm just trying to build for after this is over because the world is never going to go back to normal as it was. So I'm just trying to understand what can come next in the careers of an entertainer that may not be able to do shows, may not be able to tour and things of that nature. So, I'm just sitting back and just trying to figure everything out.
Yeah. And you know what? And we are definitely going to get into, you know, how artists and how music can help at this time period. Again, not only with COVID, with George Floyd, with everything that's going on, with all the racial injustice, you know, there's clearly a role that we all can play in moving the world forward and moving beyond this. But like I said, we're going to come back to that. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm into one of your first songs is called Wolves, and that is the title track on your EP.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Wolves is like for me and my direction I took Wolves in. I'm coming from a street perspective of wolves. Like, you got wolves all over the streets, you know what I'm saying? And you got bad wolves and you got good wolves. Wolves is like real smart. They move in packs. And right now I think we're in a wolf state of mind with the protest and with everything going on. You have the smart people leading the pack. You have Black Lives Matter. You have all these groups that I think are the smart wolves that's trying to get everybody to join their wolf pack and make a change. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically where I stand. I stand from the street perspective of wolves and how you don't have to be a wolf to rob somebody or to steal or to do things like that. You can be a smart wolf and teach your brothers how to move in the street accordingly. And that's what I try to do.
So
Okay.
indeed. That's for
And,
me.
block. Why an educational EP?
Well, I do educational hip hop music. You know, I put out lesson one, hip hop and education. I put out lesson two, hip hop and education, and this particular EP is an educational EP. So even on the song Wolves, you know, where Capone is talking about modern day wolves, I'm talking about ancient wolves. Well, a group specifically from the 1600s. They're called the Imbagala Jagas. They were the wolves of that time. So I'm teaching you about how people got down, how people robbed, how people steal, you know, the things that they did in the 1600s as compared to modern day wolves. So it's still an educational piece. It still falls in line with everything I'm doing. We're still teaching the youth. It's just that I feel like we wrap it up so good that sometimes it feels like we're just making songs. But the song Wolves is an educational joint.
Yes.
Capone tackles modern day wolves, and I tackle the wolves of the 1600s.
All right. Well, listen, if we can get a quick snippet of that, because I know everybody wants to hear that, then let's go. I'm ready.
Yes, yes. Let's play the record.
True indeed.
When the wolf show teeth, me chicken no beef. Don't hustle, don't eat. Live from the jungle. Military mind like a soldier. You get money, we gon' run through. Move in the back. Use in the shack. People with lack. Do something like Indian good. We gon' move on the DP. Know the decrease. We move on the op. Birth of a nation. First the occasion. Last one to run, but we first for the taking. Hot cold like Alaska. Take the Jews to the right. Jasper. Somalia's going for scrolls. Africa. Laid in the cup. In the pasture. Take the plantation from the master. Return when the pen will squeeze first chapter. Ain't nothing after. Anything else that'll lead to disaster. When the wolves is out. Wolves.
Oh. And listen, 2 weeks ago, I had the pleasure of interviewing legendary Curtis Blow on here on NJPAC Backstage. And one of our main topics were, how do we use rap and hip hop to educate this generation? So instead of just having music that doesn't have a message, how can we bring the message back into the music? But you guys are doing it.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're trying to do it in a way where it's not like, you know, this generation is hard to teach because just the way music is. Like my generation was easier to teach because it was less social media and less things that interfere with the teachings. So, you know, hard to teach, but we try to do it in a way. That's why, like you said, he's talking about wolves and things from then, and I'm talking about modern day wolves. This way we can give them the ideology on both stances. You know what I'm saying? Just not just trying to teach, just trying to put them in an aspect of what they can see right now that's going on in society as being a wolf.
Definitely. That song, you know, I was sitting on that song for a couple years, and because it takes the right person to come across with the right message. You can't just throw somebody on the track. You know what I mean? I didn't necessarily want to talk about modern day wolves. So when me and Capone formed our friendship and formed our bond, I'm like, yo, there's no one else in the world that I'd rather get to talk about modern day wolves and to teach and to connect and to really have the skill set to come across in the way that you need to come across than my brother Capone here. So, you know, it's, when you're doing educational hip hop, you definitely have to keep in mind that there's some things that you have to know, but there's also the skill set of being in that hip hop culture, of rhyming and not just wanting to do something. So you're like, yo, I did it for the kids and all that. Like you know, you really need to know how to do this to come across from an authentic perspective.
Right. Actually, one of your fans says, Laquan Melendez says, yes, they love it. It does take the right person for these kids to listen and to connect to. And that is what you guys are doing. One of your next songs that I personally connect to, because I got a chance to listen to a snippet of it the other day. So that was a blessing. So thank you guys for that. I'm just thanking you at a time before everybody else hears it, entitled Black Woman.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, I mean, I started off by saying that the song came about from an actual conversation that Capone and I was having about Queen Nzinga and Assata Shakur. So, you know, this was just two brothers talking about these two powerful sisters. Capone came into the studio talking about Assata Shakur. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, yo, son, you know about this? And I don't, you know, I know who Assata Shakur is. I know her story in general, but I didn't read her book, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know all of the intricacies of what happened. So the brothers just coming to me and like, yo, this and that. And I was already trying to do something as far as the life of Queen Nzinga. If you listen to lesson 2, I have a song about Harriet Tubman. So I was planning on doing a song about Queen Nzinga sort of in the same fashion. So when my brother walks into the studio and he's talking about Assata Shakur, it was like, yo, we need to tell the people about this. And that's how the song actually came about. From there, you know, it was a matter of picking the beat and, you know, saying the right things. That's why I mean that skill set comes into play. But that song started with an actual conversation between me and my brother. And we just wanted to teach people.
Wow. What do you want people to learn from this song?
I actually want people to learn about Assata Shakur, because right now she would be so monumental in the movement that's going on right now, because everything that we're protesting, everything that we're fighting for, she's experienced firsthand and had the opportunity to actually change the narrative of relations between America and Cuba. So, you know, like, I think that, you know, as a Black woman, I think that book in her life is essential to a Black woman understanding the power that they possess, and to get to know the power that they possess, and to read the book and understand what Assata Shakur stands for. Because when people think of Assata Shakur, they think of the last name, and they think Tupac Shakur or Phoenix Shakur, but they are actually family. You know what I'm saying? Like, Assata Shakur is Tupac's godmother. You know, it's a whole thing that I want the Black woman to understand, that y'all have power. Y'all possess more power right now than a Black man. And that's what I try to get across, because Assata Shakur shows that. So if you haven't read it yet, and whoever out there hasn't read the book yet, read it. Assata Shakur, it's called Assata. Read the book and understand that y'all are powerful, very powerful.
Well, right now, let's get 45 seconds of this song. Let's just get a snippet, give them a little bit, and leave them wanting some more. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Black woman is gone. She birthed me like blackness through the stars. When the creator made her a portal open in time, now we manifest reality through whom that's divine. It was prophesied that birth should be a leader, umbilical, wrapped around her neck on the Nzinga. Queen of Angola, queen of Patama, kingdom of Angola, people of Angola. Ruler like a father, she's serious with the combat. Slavery was popping, she made the Portuguese fall back. Playing like she can, she break into where you all at. Turn the servant into a throne so she can talk facts. Pressure made her brother commit suicide. That's when she stepped up, like if she would die. Whatever to unify, never deal with cowards. Mover of the genitals, the Black woman is powerful.
I mean, I could end the interview right there. You know, I could end the interview right there and be done. So, thank you. God bless you. Good night. We're done. We're just going to end on that note. Wow, that song itself is powerful. That song itself is powerful. Thank you for that song. I could go on and on and on. I know we're going to run out of time. We'll have to do another interview and revisit that song so we can really get in detail again about that one. I want to know. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Shout out to my man Merc Beats for doing the track and producing that joint.
Yes. I want to know why it's so important for knowledge and education. Why is that so important for our youth right now?
Well, it's a couple of reasons. Number one, you need the positive energy just around. You know what I mean? Like, you need positive energy sometimes to combat negative energy. And in the positive realm, education lives. Mm-hmm. So you want to get out that message. You want to change those vibes. You want to get people thinking differently than what the mainstream media puts against them. And when I say mainstream media, I'm not just talking music. I'm talking YouTube. I'm talking movies. You know, you could be watching Terminator or The Godfather, which is one of our favorite flicks. But you need something to combat that negative energy that you get bombarded with mainstream media. You need something to let you know that there's something else that's important. You need something that nourishes you and feeds into your core and gives you something else to eat on. So when we make educational hip hop music, number one is for the hip hop culture. Number two is to teach. But number three is also to put out positive energy to combat all the negativity that we get bombarded with in such a variety of forms. You know what I mean? So, you know, this speaks to that. It tackles that. You know, this is it's a job. You know what I mean? To go out there and say, listen, we're gonna do this specifically to combat that. You know, it's its own thing, and it takes a lot of work.
You have another song called Footprints.
Yes.
Tell us about Footprints.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll say I'm a Tribe Called Quest fan.
As I am too.
You know what I'm saying? My brother is from Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to say Footprints is Capone's baby. You know,
Okay.
He's the one who came up with the thought. He's the one that made us write it in the studio on the spot. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who had the whole idea for that song. But it's definitely about following our path. It's definitely about following those footsteps. It's definitely about, you know, helping the youth, but also helping your fellow man to come along with you in this journey that we're trying to take. But it's also just an ode and a salute to, you know, one of the greatest groups to ever exist. So,
Like,
you know.
For me, like, before I started rapping, I started as a DJ. And Footprints, the beat was like one of my favorite break beats. Like one of my favorite beats I used to like to blend records with. And also, you know, like Abstract and the whole Q-Tip. I mean, the whole Tribe. You know, that's one of my favorite groups. I'm from Queens. So naturally, I felt like I wanted to change the narrative of the EP a little bit and give the people some more up-tempo, somewhere where they hear it, they're like, oh, we didn't expect this. And that's Footprints. I try to just bring something different to the table so where my brother could rock and they wouldn't expect it at all. It's like throwing a rock in the river, making a wave. We just made the wave with it. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do with that.
Well, before we play a little bit of it, I really just want to acknowledge all of your fans that are in the chat right now. So I don't know if you guys can see all of the comments that are coming.
I trying to look, but I was trying to look, but you know, I see them. I'm gonna acknowledge everybody as I look. But if I go like this, I'm looking at the fans. I'm looking them out. I'm checking them out.
Just want to say peace. Appreciate it.
They love you, and they are commenting how much they love you, how much we need this right now, how much we need education, how much we need hip hop education, how much we need to connect the arts and education with our youth right now. So again, I'm saying thank you to you both for doing that, because this is definitely what is needed. I mean, just on a personal note, my fiance and I were just having a conversation about where are the songs like Self-Destruction at this particular time? You know, where are like Marvin Gaye had with What's Going On? Because every movement had a theme song. So, you know, so we need that right now. So what you're doing is exactly what we need.
I like the Fight the Power remix. Did you hear it on the BET Awards?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
You know?
I love it right now, but we need a original, because mix is dope, but we need an original record for this time right now. And I think I'm gonna have to, you know, make a few calls and try to build something. You know what I mean? Because right now, you know, hip hop is generational. So if we can get the younger generation and the older generation to come together and make a powerful record, I think it'd be dope. And I thank you for bringing that up, because that's something we do need. That's something we need right now.
True indeed.
Good. All right. So then my 10%, we'll talk about it on the back end. So.
I got you on the back end. I got you on the back end.
No. I'm just joking. But I want to hear a snippet of Footprints, if we can play that right. Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, the streets started bugging. Here I come, straight educated, go we thugging. Me and locked hot like we coming out the oven. Knowledge be the key to this life. If you trying to open doors, but alright.
We drop dance like suicide, survive temples. And get close to birthdays, we all men. Teach teachers, spark brains, and raise conscience. For a place we leave, we'll make them pay
I came up in the 80s. Love for the OGs, now it's IG that we teaching all the babies. The woman is the earth, the president's a curse. The plan of the government is to put us in a hearse.
Make them level up, banging in the crazy, handling the messages. Son, I how to deal with them. Word game serious, you can never play with them. Knowledge over everything, letting education win.
Try to come back in.
Woo! It's definitely curveball for the game right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing with that. That's a good one. That's another good one. Another good one. Listen, before we get to, some of your other songs, tell everybody how they can find these.
Everything is available on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. The EP is everywhere. It's anywhere you can stream music, you will find the Wolves EP there. It's Capone from the legendary group CNN. It's Lock. You spell out L-A-K. It's the Wolves EP. It's out there. Just search for L-A-K, Lock, Capone from the legendary group CNN. The EP is called Wolves. And like I said, from Apple Music to Spotify to Tidal to, it's even on YouTube. It's everywhere.
It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we're going to come to one of our last songs that we're going to do for tonight because our interview is coming to an end very, very soon. But I wanted to go into What You See.
Okay.
Capone, one of your lines from What You See is unification is the key to longevity.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, right now we're showing it. Like, we have to unify in order for us to have longevity as a people, as a culture. You know what I'm saying? As teachers, we have to unify everybody to make everything we trying to bring forth here for not just this era, for the next era, for the era after that. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing right now is we're making history actually right now by us marching, by us forming, by us coming together. And it's just not black people, it's white people that's forming with black people and everybody. I think unification breeds longevity, meaning that what we're doing right now, 30 years from now, is going to make a difference. This EP, what we're doing right now, may not make the impact that we wanted to make right now, but 20 years from now, when they're talking about history, when they're talking about artists who changed the landscape and the culture of hip-hop, they're going to be talking about being Black. When they talk about artists that stood for reasons and that stood for something, they're going to be talking about Mike's song. They're going to be talking about Killer Mike. They're going to be talking about T.I. Talking about David Banner. They're going to be talking about all these artists in hip books. Like they talk about Marcus Garvey. Like they talk about Huey P. Newton. They're going to be talking about us like that. So as long as we unify, we'll make sure that our kids see the work we put in now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go. I mean, we might as well go into it.
Yeah.
That note, let's
At the mic moment. See y'all later.
play a snippet of that song of What You See.
I was raised across the river from the school of 5 sinners. The knowledge that's within us is God-given. We witness.
Fireman.
The first black dentist was Fireman. I dropped out of high school, never made it to leaving. Instead I saw a jail cell, reading, learning the meaning of black power. Bible paper to rap sour. Our bloodline is designed for greatness. Architects, they was two face each other like we and mom for death. They'll be your own class even as soon as you park the legs.
I see the God in my fellow man trying to teach the babies we interrupting the devil's plan. Overstand the obvious. Gangster with the consciousness, jewels drip like alkaline water down the esophagus. I could just level my composure from the wild hyper. That's why you foul energy be non-cipher. Split decisions because of my youngest decades. Pen into the rhythm, but then I'm feeling like let's pray. Listen to the meaning that you're looking for. Instead of complaining about what kings won't do, get your work involved.
Ain't about your can-dos and not. Now it's plot the course, friends in this span. Yo's top down on the north.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Tell how we can get Wolves. Tell us again.
Wolves is available on all streaming platforms. Go to Apple Music, go to Spotify, go to Tidal, go to YouTube, go any smart hip hop on Instagram. Check my brother Capone.
QB for life on IG, Capone QB on Facebook. Capone QB on Spotify. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? Don't forget to realize that we are here to teach. We are here to give something back to the game that is not in the game right now. We're going to do it. We're going to make that record, and I'm gonna get you your 10%, and then you can say you're gonna produce the record.
Okay. Okay. Now look, listen, that sounds good to me. I have to ask you though, because all of your fans, Capone, are in here saying war report, war report.
Classic.
Yeah.
Are we getting another part? What are we doing? What are we
But right now, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, me and Nori, we working on things, you know what I'm saying? Our 20th anniversary for the reunion album is coming up this November. We got a new sneaker dropping, we got merchandise dropping, and we got music dropping. Right now, I'm concentrating on the album that me and Daz from Dog Pound is doing together. It's called Guidelines. It'll be out the end of August. And we just working, you know what I'm saying? We just got to finish doing a video for the single Guidelines with me, Nori, Daz, and Corrupt. And, we working. So, me and Nori definitely is going to give y'all some new music in the near future. And who never knows, it might be an educational CNN album. Now, I think I might have to keep it gangster. I might have to go back to the gangster poem for this one. But still Educator. I don't want y'all to think that this is a gimmick. This is just because I kick hard stuff on my CNN albums. I am a smart thug, though. You know what I'm saying? And for the record, that's the name of our entity, Smart Thug Entity. Watch out for everything Smart Thug is bringing to the table. True and just watch out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all something from everything we're doing. I got a podcast coming out called The Bodega Brothers from me and my guy, Money Miz. And, I'm just out here working. I'm out here working. My clothesline, Akasi. You can check me out at AkasiCollection.com or at Akasi Collection on IG. That's AKASI Collection. And that's just a few adventures that I'm doing. And, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
That's just a few. Just a few. We got a list, but just a few. Listen, I want to thank you both. I want to thank you both for doing this today. I want to thank you both for being here on NJPAC Backstage. I'm not sure if you know what, NJPAC is downtown Newark, New Jersey, in the heart of downtown Newark. Yes, we have a full arts education building where we discuss albums like yours, where we teach the youth. We have a full program throughout the year and a full program over the summer. So this is definitely something that would be good for that as well. When the world opens back up, hopefully we can have you both on our stages. We're waiting on COVID to end so that we can get back on the stage, get back in the theater, get back to, our outside concerts. But hopefully we can have you guys there. We'll have to discuss that behind the scenes too. But in the meantime, I thank you both for doing this. As an American woman, we're talking about the next generation, and we discussed, how we need the next generation to listen and how we need albums like this. But, we need our generation to listen as well, because there's definitely some changes that we need to make as a people, some adaptations that we need to make as a people. And if it can come through the music, and if it can come through your music as people that we have admired for so long, I think that is an absolutely wonderful thing. So thank you guys so much for doing that, because it's needed. It is necessary. You're carrying the torch, and kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. And hopefully, like you said, in the near future, we could do something big for the kids and other people on board that's in the same realm that we are in, that's educational, that wants to reach the people, reach the kids, and do something bright for the future. So just know that, me and Lot, we just a phone call away. We there. We got your 10% for you, and let's roll.
All right, listen, I'm going to hold you to that.
All right.
Thank you so much for today. For everybody who has tuned in, for all of the fans that have tuned in, thank you so much for being here with us today. We are acknowledging you. We're acknowledging you in the comments. Thank you so much. And again, hopefully we will see you guys again soon.
NJPAC, salute. We do y'all with the LL.
All right, everybody. NJPAC Backstage. I'm your host, Latoya Chanel. We have sat today with Capone and Locke in regards to their EP Wolves. sure you check it out on all streaming platforms. Go out, get it, listen to it today. We're at home anyway. Listen to it. Listen to it and learn something from it. That is what we do here at NJPAC. Bye-bye, everybody. See you.
Peace.